Are you surprised the Dolphins are a favorite over the Bills?
No, they're at home.
Do you know Josh Allen has never lost on Thursday Night Football?
Really?
He's 6-0.
A-Chain and Mostert are both out, aren't they?
A-Chain's going to play, I believe.
Oh, he is?
Mostert's out.
They did activate their rookie, I believe his name's
Jalen
Jalen
Wright.
Wright.
Now, I do know that they've had their way with the Dolphins as of late, but still, like this early in the season, and it's a totally different Bills team, and I still love the Bills. I think this is a good spot for the Dolphins.
I do too. What's the temperature down there like tonight?
Hot.
Tyler?
I think it's supposed to be hot, but remember, since it's a night game, they're not going to be baking in that sun.
True, but still, this may play a role. I don't know. I mean,
so you guys are on the Dolphins?
I'm on the Dolphins.
At home? Yeah, I think the Dolphins win.
That's who I picked for the Sun Times picks.
I like the Bills.
I'm not playing.
You're not betting it?
I don't feel
And I'm
great.
wagering on it?
I'm going to enjoy it with a drink in my hand, and just as a football fan, that's a good matchup.
That is a good matchup, an AFC East battle.
Because you know what I hate? I hate the people who hate Josh Allen.
Who hates Josh Allen?
A lot of people do.
For what reason?
First of all, like
he's a great player.
He's
a likable dude.
He was voted the most overrated player in the National Football League by his fellow players. I think it's stupid.
Oh, yeah,
I think player polls are kind of stupid.
Yeah,
because they do oftentimes give you weird results.
Are the polls stupid, or are the players who vote on the polls stupid?
I think it's inconsistent.
Because there are biases in there.
Yeah, like what? Which was the list where
Patrick Mahomes is fourth?
Yeah,
the NFL Network's top 100 players. Like it loses all credibility to me when you have Patrick Mahomes fourth.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen,
right?
Tyreek Hill's a great player,
and
the best in the league, above the guy who has won 2 Super Bowls without him.
Yeah, end it there. You're right, and the polls there. All right, Tyler, what do you got?
All right, you brought up the jerseys right before the break, Silvy, and the Bears announced they will be all oranged out this weekend. Meanwhile, the Houston Texans, they're going to go white ice. They're going to go with their all whites. How do you guys feel about the orange uniforms?
No, I think they're not doing orange pants too, are they?
No, I don't think they have an orange
because when you
pant.
said all oranged out,
well, orange helmets,
but
and
they have the orange
jerseys.
helmets,
right? I don't mind the orange helmets.
I don't either.
I don't love. They've worn these orange jerseys for a while. I don't hate them. I don't love them.
There are some people that rail against them.
Oh, really?
I am one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you go there, Tyler, and I'll give you the floor. I have seen the mock-ups that have been going around for a year or two from a Bears fan who has designed the all-white Bears jerseys and uniform that they have raged against internally here of not wanting to wear.
Why?
I don't know why. Someone should send it to me so I could show Waddle. They look spectacular. And I think DJ Moore on Twitter during the offseason even said, get me these.
Didn't they used to go all white here?
No, they always had the Navy helmet.
But
right. But I mean, jersey-wise.
But that's the difference.
And this
partially.
This is even a different style Bears jersey where it's more like a powder blue, I think, with the white. The trim is different too. It's a more current,
a modern type look.
Yeah, a modern type all white look. Go ahead, Tyler. Why do you hate it?
Well, I say this as someone who went to Syracuse University.
Oh,
the color orange is terrible. I hate everything orange. The color of the jersey looks awful. I think it's good when it's used in accent form, kind of like what you see on the blues that the Bears have. And I loved it when they had the blues with the pure orange numbers, but the all orange, enough. I'm done with it.
I don't mind it. You okay?
He's joking. He's struggling.
Listen, I actually.
I just had to cough.
I think it's a nice change of pace for them during the season. I kind of like seeing it once. I mean, I don't need to see it 10 times, but I don't have a problem with it. I'd like to see the all whites too with a white helmet. That'd be cool.
You know what I like? Winning football in any type jersey.
Yeah.
I just think it's, this is like modern sports.
Cup of water. Or
I got water. I'm trying to.
This is the second time you've choked on that thing. What is that?
This isn't a. I choked on the water. The water went down the wrong pipe.
Okay. But you choked on the bar earlier, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Weren't you over there yakking on that thing?
Yeah.
You okay?
Maybe I got something and you're making fun of it.
I don't know what that means. What do you mean you got something? You got something caught in your throat?
Go ahead.
You a little tickle or something? What do you mean you got something? I thought that tape on the back of your neck would solve that problem.
You're infatuated with that.
It doesn't look like that kinetic, or what is it called? Kinesio?
Well, what do you think it is?
Kinesiology tape.
Something.
That's what it is.
Kinesiology
That's
tape.
exactly what it is.
It just looks like electrical tape.
Get this kid some duct tape.
No,
Yeah, it's like, are you wearing a wire?
Yes. Yes. I am just like how Shannon Sharp was busted from having sex in his bedroom because he went on IG Live. I'm here to bust you with something.
What's that?
Pause.
I know.
What is that?
Such an awkward
I'm
pause.
just waiting to be escorted out of the building for the Bayless Jones dislike in this room.
Did you see the Raiders beat? I was telling him the Raiders beat reporters who got caught in the media room, the Raiders media room. The mics were hot, and they were talking about how bad the Raiders were. And Gardner Minshew
But
was.
you were telling me that it wasn't even that bad.
No, it was funny because it got out all of a
Well,
sudden.
remember last year there was the one with Stephon Diggs and the Bills
Yes,
where the
yes.
reporters were ripping his character.
Yes, that was a bad one, right?
Yeah,
That
that's-
she had to apologize.
Yes,
There's
Yeah,
no
that one was
doubt that
bad.
this is bugged, right?
the room we're sitting in right
Well,
now.
we're on the air.
Yeah, it's true. It's not like
Well, I understand that, but you're not on the air for all 4.5 hours, champ.
I'm not saying none of us are saying anything off the air that we don't say on the
I
air.
didn't say that you did. I'm just asking you, do you think the room's bugged?
No, I don't.
I just found it amusing because
Really?
they were like the Raiders beat reporters were like Gardner Minshew needs to play better, and then they're like Derek Carr was fantastic this weekend for the
Both
Saints.
fair statements.
Exactly, but then all of a sudden it's out on social media and people are like, "Can you believe this?" It's like they're beat reporters. They're telling you what they're seeing.
Yeah, they're just having a sports conversation. All right, what's next, Tyler?
All right, Caleb Williams led the league this week in balls batted at the line of scrimmage with 3. How much of a concern is that for you guys moving forward?
Yeah, it's something to watch for.
Yeah, it is, and a lot of it was guys in his lap. I think that, you know, and this is the problem, Tyler. Now, not that they wouldn't have done it anyway, but now you're going to see a rush where guys are always going to throw their hands in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Not that but they're going to be more aware of it. You're less likely to face a defensive line that has their hands in the air quite a bit if you're a 6'5" quarterback. Now that you've shown that you do struggle a bit in the interior, I'm being generous, of that offensive line, and your quarterback is 6'1", you're going to see a lot of guys kind of do that. So he's going to have to learn, much in the way that Drew Brees did, to slide a little here and a little there. And what, by the way, did the Saints do, knowing that Drew was their guy? They beefed up the interior of their offensive line.
Yes, now
And
you're
that
saying
hasn't happened here yet.
Not yet. And you use the word concerned. I'm not concerned, but I'm watching for it. It's something to look for.
It's something that you definitely have to be aware of as you prepare for your opponent each and every
and
week.
coach him on
No
it.
question.
Now, do you think it was more a product of his height or more a product of the pressure that he was facing in the pocket?
I think this particular experience was about the pressure that was coming from straight in front of him.
Yeah, and then I think JT O'Sullivan also mentioned too the three-quarter arm angle.
Yes.
It's not just height. It's
You've got to understand
the
when you can
windows.
drop down and use
yes,
that
it's
motion.
the passing windows.
Because he's very capable of throwing from a traditional angle.
Right.
But sometimes because he is so talented in how he can deliver the ball, the last thing you want to do in that situation is three-quarter angle the throw when you've got a congested look in front of you. You save that throw when you have a broader window.
Yeah.
So these are all things he's got to learn.
I'm not worried that he's too small.
No, I'm not either.
I've got a few more. You want to do it after the break?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come
we
on,
can do
load
that.
it
Yeah. Then I guess there's a good Ryan Poles soundbite going around too. I wonder if Nick Friedel will think it's too boring though. That's an inside, and not so inside joke because we talked about it on the air. But if you
have
missed
quite
that,
a few battles with Nick over text.
we
Jay,
like
don't you?
Nick is like
He
my
likes to
little.
argue.
He's my little brother. I love that guy.
Little hairy brother.
He's my little hairy
Very
brother,
sweaty brother.
and he is like someone I adore. But him and I, not like Cap and I, but we don't exactly see eye to eye in a lot of sports stuff. You know, like he still thinks that Kyle Schwarber sucked for the Cubs other than 2016. And if you look at the numbers, that's factually inaccurate. He's lying.
That's blasphemy. He's talking bad about my favorite Major League Baseball player.
Yeah, you tell him too.
I will.
All right, coming up next, more Aki's A-list, and then we'll play you the poll stuff. And then I do want to play you this Shannon Sharp stuff. And what?
You want to play his?
No. His because at first I don't know if everyone knows the story and how he originally said that he was hacked. And then how he fessed up, or someone said that he was hacked, and now how he's telling the truth. And
I thought you meant you were going to play the audio of his interview.
No.
I didn't know where you were going.
He did, on his podcast, he talked about the incident and what happened. So we've got all that stuff. It's all coming up before we leave for Bears Weekly at 6:30. All right, what do you got, Tyler? What else?
All right, so the edge rushers in the game against the Titans played very well, particularly DeMarcus Walker, who Joniak alluded to with his 4 quarterback hits. Darrell Taylor, who was traded for late in the offseason, had a pair of sacks and also forced a key fumble as well. And this was from Jeremy Fowler's notes talking about the Haason Reddick saga as it continues to roll on with no end in sight. Their options appear clear. They can either keep him on the reserve list until he reports or attempt to trade him closer to the trade deadline. And according to Fowler, the latter is looking more likely, with that being trading him closer to the deadline. Would you give up a 3rd rounder at the trade deadline for Haason Reddick, assuming reasonable health with Walker and Taylor?
No. And first of all, they traded him for a 3rd. I've always cited this. The price goes down after they're a desperate team, and he hasn't had a camp. Like,
and the 3rd's too rich. For those reasons.
And then now you're getting a player who hasn't had a camp, and you're expecting him to turn it on for you. How?
It's not ideal, and the price would be a little too high at this point.
What would you give up?
I'll give you a 5th.
Yeah, like something down the line like that.
I'll give you a 5th, a conditional 5th. Why? If he actually plays X number, or it turns into a 4.
What makes
it's going to be late because you're going to win.
What makes you think, though, that Reddick's going to play for you if you're not going to, you don't want to pay him?
Yeah, I'm not paying him.
I don't see how you have any resolution.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing either. I don't know why the Jets did it. I don't know what he's doing. What are you
going to spend your money on? Because they've proven to you they don't want to spend money on a center.
Well, no, I was going to go and say offensive line. I would say a team that is out of it at the deadline who wants to trade you one of their offensive linemen.
Okay.
I think that's going to be a huge need. So, yeah.
I don't believe that they will end the season with $21 million available. They will spend it. I just don't know.
Neither do I. Yeah.
All right. One of the other storylines going around the NFL right now is the Cincinnati Bengals. We talked a little bit about the Joe Burrow situation with his wrist yesterday, and he addressed a little bit of that. And then T. Higgins sat down with ESPN today and was kind of confused as to why people were assuming that he was sitting out, like faking a hamstring injury, and why he sat out the loss against the Patriots there. Do the Bengals have the worst vibes of any team that is in a championship level window right now?
It's not even close.
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody else has that bad a vibe.
Like who are the other contenders on that list?
I think you could throw the Eagles in there because they've got the friction. Yeah, but they've got the friction within.
No, it's fair. That's fair.
But I think if they win, the friction won't be there. And then with Saquon Barkley there now and him doing what he did in game 1, that certainly fixed some vibes.
But Tyler's right. If they don't continue to win, that thing will fray quickly.
Sure, but then then they're out of the contender thing, you know.
Can I also add, I was blown away, and I was actually talking to Waddle about this before you got here, Silvy, that I can't believe the Bengals cornerback, Cam Taylor-Britt, chose this moment to talk trash about Xavier Worthy and how he, quote-unquote, is fast, but that's about it. I mean, you really want to poke the Chiefs as they're coming off of a win?
Because you know what the Chiefs do. They're talented and confident enough that they'll put 3 TDs on him.
Right.
Just to prove their point while they're
Worthy,
winning.
Yes. Worthy will have 5 touchdowns at the end of week 2.
Yeah. And Ask you how
like
you,
two
how you
in the
like
first
that.
week, 3 in the second week.
Yeah.
Like their best chance of beating the Chiefs is trying to fly under the radar,
Yes.
sneak in there and catch them with their, off
They're
guard.
a mess. They're a mess right now. You could tell everything that they do that, like, you just sense the vibe is bad for them, right?
I heard Fortenbaugh, though, try and sell you
I heard that.
to try and get now's the time to buy the Bengals and play them on the point spread because people are overreacting on the Chiefs win versus
Maybe.
the Bengals loss.
Maybe I can get that logic, but again, that was before the Bengals DB is talking trash to their offense.
Well, not just that, but this is before, they franchised T. Higgins, and he's not happy, and Jamar Chase isn't happy.
Yeah.
Like, they are consistently with Joe Burrow a slow starter.
Right.
But this is a different situation. I think the vibe sucks for them right now.
Yes.